All new today. It's day 2 of Dr. Phil's intervention.
You're still doing drugs. You snorted heroin 4 weeks ago.
I don't want to go snort dope. I don't want to go put a needle in my arm. That's why I'm here.
A family back for help.
I'm not sure that you guys are ready to change.
Be specific.
Oh, I've been specific. I gave you a specific assignment that you flew off. A mother and daughter that love each other, support each other, and struggle together can get dysfunctional. Do you think your focus on Ariel has been at the expense of these two?
I've said that, and I'll say it again. Yes. What else do you want me to say?
Is there confusion about biology in this family? Is this your biological father?
When the bones are good, the rest don't matter.
I can leave and you can finish it with them.
You do whatever you want.
The house don't fall when the bones are good.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
Today's going to be a changing day in your life.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you.
Well, yesterday I gathered Ariel, her parents Donna and Ivy, and younger siblings Ellie and Michael together in a circle right here so I could sit down and talk to them. Now, they were one of the most dysfunctional families that I've ever met in all of my years, and I think they would agree that it's very layered. They have a lot of issues. So I invited them back for day 2. In order to take a deep dive into this dynamic and hopefully rebuild what is broken, I have to be very honest with these folks. I'm not sure they're ready to hear that, but we're going to find out today. Donna denies that she enables Ariel's drug addiction, even though she admits to sharing substances with her regularly. She equivocates about what that means. Ivy wants his marriage back. After being ignored for years, Ellie and Michael are finally getting a voice. I'm going to make sure they get a voice. And Ariel reveals a dark secret from her childhood. Here's what happened yesterday.
By the age of 19, I was introduced to Roxy's, and then by the age of 21, I was addicted to heroin. At 5 o'clock every morning, I was putting a needle in my arm. By 5:30, I was bringing my father to work. Everyone knew I was getting high. I was doing it up to 10 times a day. My mother participated in my downfall of addiction.
What's your level of commitment in being here?
I want to move forward and not keep focusing on the past.
I see a lot of these things as not being in the past. Are you two drinking and smoking marijuana on a regular basis?
No, sir, I am not.
Donna switched roles from the parent to the friend. And when Ariel was switching from the heroin to the marijuana, they started smoking.
After we get the kids off to school, once we sit outside and we smoke.
Because I don't smoke or drink, I'm the outsider watching them two connect.
That's his perspective, and he's entitled to that. That's not something we look at as, oh, we go away from him and talk about him.
Are y'all smoking and drinking together on a regular basis?
Yes.
Why is she saying yes and you're saying no? You have an addict daughter that has dominated your family, and you're sharing substances with her on a regular basis. True or false?
I'm going to say...
Yes.
Yeah, I'll say true.
You're not an enabler, you're a co-conspirator.
I think it's been over a year since Ariel has used heroin or any type of hard opiates.
I do not trust Ariel to stay clean.
I snorted heroin 4 weeks ago.
Well, I don't know what you call clean and sober, but snorting heroin is not what I call clean and sober. What the hell?
Imagine my shock hearing this.
This wasn't brought to my attention because of where I'm shifting my attention to my children. She is where she is now.
During the past 10 years, my life has surrounded
Ariel and her addiction. I did not realize that my time spent on Ariel's situation was pulling more away from Michael and Ellie.
My mom was helping me with my reading problems. Then she stopped because Ariel was on her drugs.
When I was 14, Ariel had Aiden. When Aiden got up in the middle of the night crying, I'm the one who had to get up with him.
Instead of being a teenager, you had to mother a child.
Yes, I had to step up and take the role.
Were you aware of what was going on?
No, I was detached.
Did you know that Michael was bullied in school?
No, I didn't, but I do now.
Did you know that he harmed himself because of it?
No.
Starting when I was 8, I was molested several times. That abuse affected my self-esteem, and it was the downfall to a lot of my behaviors.
I didn't know. You just never told us.
I feel anytime that you can put us together, that we can freely cry and admit some things that maybe haven't been said, I think we're in a good spot.
At the end of the show, I gave this family an assignment. As I said, I asked them to write 2 pages of the story they'll tell themselves if they don't create value from this opportunity. Here's what they had to say after yesterday's taping and before they started their assignment.
I always told her something happened to our daughter.
You're looking at a very delicate situation. It's all coming back up now. This was something she did not want to talk about anymore.
I should have been told something happened to our daughter so we could have gotten the proper people involved to deal with it at that time.
Well, meeting Dr. Phil today has helped us pull the bandage back a little further. It helps us solidify what we're already trying to do.
I am absolutely 100% prepared to come back tomorrow to finish this journey.
We're prepared to come back tomorrow. We've been given an assignment. I can't wait to go back to the room and start working on it.
I felt that today was really productive. And then we got a lot of things from the past that haven't been talked about. Oh, the writing assignment, just writing it down is really difficult for me.
Dr. Phil he's a cool guy. I like how he got the words out of my mom and dad and my sister.
I feel really good about coming back tomorrow. It hopefully will be like today and even more productive.
In today's meeting with Dr. Phil, I think we got some groundwork started. I just want honesty to move forward, and I don't want to make it feel like I can't be honest in that circle.
Did you know that Michael was bullied in school?
Yes, I do.
When he was being bullied? Did you know
Yes, I do.
Did you know it at the time?
No, I didn't.
And you didn't talk to your parents about this at the time?
No. I was scared and I didn't want to talk to them because it was dealing with Ariel.
When I heard Michael and Ellie talk, I felt sad, and I also felt confused because I'm here, I'm trying, and I don't hear that. I don't hear any of that from them. Having Dr. Phil here gives my family the grounds to start the process to communicate better. I'm very happy that we're all looking at each other while we're talking to each other. Those are steps that we have never done in over 10 years, and I'm willing to take Dr. Phil's counsel, whatever he thinks is best to help my children and help Michael and Ellie.
Well, good morning.
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 How was your evening?
Interesting.
How so?
There were a lot of sorries that were said last night.
What do you think, Ivy?
When I brought everybody together and I gave everybody a chance to talk and hear their pros and cons, what they liked and what they didn't like. It was interesting to hear my younger kids' perspective and how they viewed the situation. But what I did notice is that my family has to find a more productive way to cope with situations as they come.
You know, there were 5 of you here, and I gave you an assignment to do, which is really kind of introspective. I got 4 back. I didn't get 1 back from you.
No, you didn't.
Why?
Because I've already set in motion as the last year to be certified as an NLP coach and practitioner. So 10 years from now, these situations won't be here because I'll know how to better handle them with my family and be able to help them through those situations.
Well, I ask you to write very specifically the story I'll tell myself if I don't create value here. and you just decided not to do it.
Absolutely.
Well, why would I have confidence that you're going to follow anything else I asked?
Because I've already started doing it. Those things that you highlighted, we're already doing it. We just didn't go deep like you're saying.
So are we done here then?
We didn't go deep, and that's what we need to do.
No.
Are we done here then?
No.
No.
No. That's why we're back. We're not done.
I'm not sure that you guys are ready to change.
Oh, the movie.
I think you're ready to be different.
Okay.
I'm just not sure you're ready to do what's necessary to get there.
So be specific. What do you feel is necessary?
Oh, I've been specific.
You
I
said
gave you a specific
we're not
assignment.
ready to change.
I gave you a specific assignment that you just blew off.
No, I didn't blow off.
Yeah.
I just chose not to do it because when
I
you
don't
say
want to
10
waste
years,
time with semantics. Is that how you really want to spend our time today?
No, not at all.
I mean, I asked you to do it, and you didn't do it. So
I can leave and you can finish it with them.
you do whatever you want.
One down. It's like it's being made into we pushed him out.
Haven't you?
No.
I love my father, but he has had plenty of opportunities right here.
Thursday on an all-new Dr. Phil.
I truly believe that I had the perfect marriage with the perfect husband.
Until U.S. Marshals held her at gunpoint and arrested her husband.
They said he is being charged with 4 counts of child rape. I thought it was a mistake. I never knew he was a predator. I never knew that I was living with a child rapist.
And now,
Brittany, it's got to be disgusting to you that he's playing the victim. You don't want this to become part of who you are.
that's Thursday.
I came here to support them. I have no issues to resolve. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I'm the homebody. I watch the kids. I watch the grandkids. I'm 100% in this. For him to assume that I didn't take this serious, that's
That's pretty much what he's done about most of what's gone on in this family, right?
On and off, yes.
Yeah. He just walks away, says it's above his pay grade, it's for you to handle.
Walks away sometimes, yes.
Yeah. Now, I want to look at the family tree
Okay.
because there's a lot involved in this family. There's you and Ivy, and then you had an affair at one point, correct?
Not an affair. Not an affair.
Okay, how would you describe it?
I describe it as sex one time and unconsensual sex the second time.
Okay. All right. So you had an indiscretion.
That's a good way of putting it.
That'll be important in a minute.
Okay.
It's not important just in its own light of making a bad decision on one day. And then we have Michael and Ellie. Mm-hmm. And then there's an adopted niece that's 29, an adopted niece that's 30, an adopted niece that's 32.
Yes.
Okay, then we have Ariel that's 32, and her 2 children, a son and a daughter. Mm-hmm. And then you have a biological daughter that Ivy adopted. So we have 1, 2, 3, we have 4 here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 involved. But none of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, are in communication right now with the family.
On and off. On and off.
I don't talk to my sisters at all.
Yeah, she doesn't.
They don't communicate with us.
So there's no connection.
There's no connection.
No communication at all.
There's no communication.
Would you consider them estranged?
Yes.
And you agree that there's difficulty in the connection here.
Yes.
Between you and between you
Yes.
Yes.
and here.
Yes.
So as you go across this whole line down here, this family, there doesn't seem to be a good connection with anybody.
No.
Yet Donna and Ariel, you guys say that you're connected every day, and you say it's like you're married.
Yes, I do.
You even have a ring.
Yes.
Yes.
I got her a ring. people have best friend charms. You and your wife may have something that connects you too. This is my mother. I got a ring for her that symbolizes things that we have gone through together.
When I hear that, I just bristle because it's like it's being made into we pushed him out and, like she said, we're married.
Well, haven't you?
No, I have not pushed my husband out. I have not.
And how's your relationship with him?
It's strained.
Dr. Phil, can you push somebody out who doesn't want to be there? That's where I look at it.
That's a good.
I love my father, but he has had plenty of opportunities right here to be here in the show through it all. Yes, he may not have wanted to do that paper to fill it out, but he had 2 other kids that were looking at him to fill out that paper, to do it themselves. That's what I'm looking for. That's what we need to talk about.
Ariel says she was really caught up in drugs. And she acknowledges that, says bad news, bad news, bad news, bad news. She understands that, she gets that. And she's still using drugs.
I'm not using drugs. I would love to take a drug test right now.
She's still using drugs, but at a different level than she was before. So this has had an impact on her children, and it's having an impact on her relationships now. And we'll talk about that after the break, and I'll let you correct me after the break.
The day Aiden came, I was getting high in the hospital. I have a picture of the dope man holding my baby while I'm in the bathroom getting high. A year after I had Aiden, I got pregnant with my daughter, and my drug addiction got worse.
We're finding needles all in the house. Bathroom, the bedroom, our bathroom. We found them everywhere.
We are back with a brand new season of my podcast, Fill in the Blanks.
With newlyweds and new parents, Jordan McGraw and Morgan Stewart McGraw.
People at first are like, he's so quiet, she's so loud, how does that really work out?
I'm the funnier of the two of us.
That's inaccurate.
Were you guys nervous when the baby was born?
Definitely not how I ever envisioned giving birth.
Jordan, what do people not know about Morgan?
Most people don't realize how gentle she can be.
I'm gonna cry, are you crazy?
A brand new season of Fill in the Blanks.
You have a big announcement, right?
Available on Apple Podcast and Stitcher.
Looking back now, the unconditional love that my mother gave me enabled me to be a drug addict. My mom was afraid that I wasn't gonna love her. If my daughter becomes addicted to drugs, I would love her, yes, but I would give her a tough love. I would lock my daughter up, and I wouldn't let her out until she was better. By any means necessary, I would do whatever it takes.
Ariel says she was high during her pregnancy and even shot up 2 days before giving birth. Now, while her mother, Donna, was spending all of her time and energy working to save Ariel, her father, Ivy, had to step in and act as the parent to his grandchildren. Now, Ivy said even after Ariel gave birth to her children, he would still find needles everywhere.
When I was pregnant with my son, 2 days before I checked myself in the hospital, I was in the bathroom putting a needle in my arm. The day Aiden came, I was getting high in the hospital. I have a picture of the dope man holding my baby while I'm in the bathroom getting high. When Aiden was born, he stayed with my mother, and I was out in the streets still doing drugs.
I took custody of Aiden, and the whole while we were taking care of Aiden, I would always, and again, social media, I would go live.
Am I back? I'm in the middle of talking to different people who are finding Ariel. Ariel jumped out of the car, moving car, to go to purchase drugs.
While Donna focused her attention on recovering her daughter, Aiden's baby bed was at the foot of my bed. It was my responsibility. I had to work, come home, take care of Aiden and the rest of the children.
A year after I had Aiden, I got pregnant with my daughter, and my drug addiction got worse.
We're finding needles all in the house. Bathroom, the bedroom, our bathroom. We found them everywhere.
I missed 2 years of my children's life while I was in my addiction. I will never be able to get that back, and that's something that I regret.
Okay, now you were going to correct me, so let me be real clear. And I want to be clear. You have come a country mile from where you were then. And I give you huge credit for doing that. No doubt about it. If that's what you call doing drugs, then yeah, you're not doing drugs now. But you're still doing drugs. You snorted heroin 4 weeks ago, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I call doing drugs. You two are smoking dope on a regular basis together. And are you drinking?
Yes.
Okay, that's not sober. The fact that that's not your drug
Can I
of
ask you a
choice.
question? What would be the difference with me taking Xanax? I'm prescribed Xanax. Is that not a mind-altering drug? I overdosed on my own Xanax. What is the difference of being? What is the difference of that? I'm not addicted to marijuana. I don't have to smoke. When my anxiety gets bad, and my anxiety comes out in different ways. Through my hands, physically, I cannot react. I will have a panic attack. Yes, I partake in marijuana. I want to learn how to, when things happen hard, like when I have a court date and it goes bad, when I leave, I don't want to go snort dope. I don't want to go put a needle in my arm. That's why I'm here. That's what I'm focusing on. We can go around in circles about me smoking weed, me drinking wine. I want to learn how to cope and not go back to heroin.
There are alternatives to handling
There are.
that anxiety.
And I choose not to be medicated over. I can show you what they medicate. I choose not to take that. I choose to be coherent.
Dr. Phil, we have pages of the things that she has been prescribed over and over. Things like she said, from the Xanax to.
I'm not making excuses.
I can't be responsible for what she has been prescribed. She should not have any of those medications if she is an addict.
Yes.
And you are an addict, correct?
Yes.
So you should not be prescribed those drugs if you are an addict. There are alternative methods that you can learn to handle anxiety, to handle panic attacks, to handle those things without using substances. I don't want to leave you without tools. I don't want to take those things away and put nothing in their place. But make no mistake, we can sit here until Christmas.
Right.
And you're not going to convince me that snorting heroin occasionally and smoking dope regularly is an acceptable self-management tool for you.
I agree.
Panic attacks, those are crazy. If you've never seen my daughter having a panic attack go from 0 to 100 in front of her kids, in front of everyone else, then you don't know. I've had to live with that. I make no excuse. That's what I want to keep saying. You can paint me up and down any kind of way. I make no excuse. As a mother for this child, I did what I thought was right for her.
Do you think it was the right thing to do? You said you would handle your daughter differently if she was on drugs.
No, I would not. Looking back now, I'm still, if I would have learned how to, like you said, cope with things differently, I would be a lot ahead more than I am now. And I believe that.
Do you think she enabled you?
We know what we've done to each other.
It gets to the point that you trade one for a whole tree full.
Right, but I didn't trade one for the whole tree full.
Okay, is there anything that I say to you that you're not going to argue with? Do you think she enabled you?
No one enables me. I enable myself. If I want it, I'll get it.
Okay.
What do you want me to say? Does she hold my hand?
I just want you to tell me the truth.
Yes,
Do you think
yes,
she
we
enables you?
enable each other. We enable each other. Yes.
You did what you knew how to do at the time.
At the time, yes.
And if you learn better, you do better.
And I've watched her do better. And I've
No, I'm
watched
talking
her
about
do
you.
better. And I'm better. In process of coming onto this show, there are things already in place, Dr. Phil. Relationship mending with my children, with my husband, with Ariel. You asked, we talked about how I missed 5 weeks because 5 weeks ago, I decided to put my efforts with Michael and Ellie. We've had this talk. We've been around the bush with this. We know what we've done to each other. That's why we're here, because we now need to know how to fix it, how to talk right, how to forgive each other.
You can't change what you don't acknowledge.
I've acknowledged everything.
And you have to be willing to acknowledge if something goes on to your to-do list you have to acknowledge that it's change-worthy. And the things that I put on the list that are change-worthy is that the two of you have to change up the way you support each other and what you require of each other.
And we've been working on boundaries and being able to talk openly and shifting responsibility and realizing what we've done. It's not like we're sitting here, we don't know. We do know. That's why we are here. We know.
Okay, that's why you're here. What do you mean?
Because we need to talk. We need to be able to get this out. We need to be able to have lives individually and as a family.
What is change-worthy about this relationship between the two of you?
How we are dependent on each other. We really are dependent on each other. And it's more, it goes beyond the drugs. We work together. We take care of a household together.
We've struggled
We've
together.
struggled together. I'm helping her raise her children. There's no one out there. When we say this, when you look at that branch and you see people out there, it's been us.
Look, let me draw a line here so we're very clear. A mother and daughter that love each other and support each other and struggle together and fight together is a wonderful thing. It's not a bad thing, but it can get to the point that it becomes dysfunctional. Yes. It can get to the point that it costs other people dearly.
Yes.
It gets to the point that you trade one for a whole tree full.
Right, but I didn't trade one for the whole tree full. I went to the one that needed me at the time.
Okay, is there anything that I say to you that you're not going to argue with?
I'm going to argue what I feel is right.
Okay, do you think that your focus on Ariel has been at the expense of these two?
I've said that, and I'll say it again. Yes. What else do you want me to say? Yes, it has. My children have struggled.
I want you to say what you would put on your to-do list about these two.
They're at the top of my to-do list. My husband is on the top of my to-do list, and my grandchildren.
Okay. Well, let me be specific. I think you should not be drinking. I think you should not be smoking dope. I think you should not be occasionally snorting heroin. And if that's the only way you know to cope, then you need some new coping mechanisms.
Yes.
And I don't expect you to just pull those out of the air and fairy dust have them. You need help with that. If you support her sobriety and she's going to live in your home, then it should be a drug-free and alcohol-free home.
I agree.
And if it's not a drug-free and alcohol-free home, then it is not a good environment for her.
I agree.
And if you need to medicate yourself with marijuana, again, I think there are great alternatives to that, but that's up to you if that's what you think. But you just need to know that's not in her best interest. I can't diagnose you sitting here. I haven't done the things that would be necessary to diagnose you. But on the short list of considerations that I would have would be PTSD. I think you very likely suffer from PTSD. I think you very likely suffer from anxiety and depression. And I think you need the tools to manage that. We're going to take a break, and I'm going to put some things on the table that I think need to be on the to-do list for you aside from Ariel. We'll be right back.
I'm completely done. I'm going to tell you this, straightforward and blunt as I can get it. I don't like drama. I don't like assumption. It's one thing I got straight with my wife a long time ago. Don't assume. That's why we've been married for 32 years. Don't cross the boundaries with me because I'll walk away. I want solutions. If you can't give me a solution, don't bring me your drama.
Thursday on an all-new Dr. Phil.
I truly believe that I had the perfect marriage with the perfect husband.
Until U.S. Marshals held her at gunpoint and arrested her husband.
They said he is being charged with 4 counts of child rape. I thought it was a mistake. I never knew he was a predator. I never knew that I was living with a child rapist.
And now,
Brittany, it's got to be disgusting to you that he's playing the victim. You don't want this to become part of who you are.
That's Thursday.
You're worse than my wife.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment because she's a great lady.
Go ahead. Give him a damn nerve.
Go ahead.
I'm working with a family of 5. You only see 2 right now. Well, here's 3. The 2 younger kids, Ellie and Michael, are off stage right now. I'm going to talk to them here in a bit, but I wanted to talk about some things that don't involve them and shouldn't involve them. Now, at this point, there's something that I think is important, and it's something that I would call reparenting.
Okay.
And, parenting is when you prepare your children for the next level of life. And with regard to Ellie and Michael, somebody's done some things right because they're delightful young people. There are traits and characteristics within them that are certainly admirable. And then there are some that require growth and improvement. With Michael, he said straight up, he's acted out to get attention. Ellie has said she's socially awkward. She said outcast, and she also said awkward, but she's not comfortable. She's not at ease in that regard, which means that her self-worth and her self-esteem is not as high as it needs to be. And both of them don't feel like they're priorities. And that's where reparenting comes in. It's not too late.
No, not at all.
Even the fact that they are 17 and 19 instead of 7 and 9, it's not too late to sit down and focus on them and talk to them about life skills. And you said there was a lot of conversation going on. They're owed an apology.
And they have received them.
And you don't
over and over.
You don't want to give that apology until you're ready to do something substantially different.
I've asked for their forgiveness more times than, not that I should, just more times than probably they need to hear. Because they're like, Mom, okay. But I do apologize. I apologize just yesterday. Again, I talked to my son before we left. I apologize. I spend more time with them these past couple of months than I have to admit that I've had in a long time. And it is because of the boundaries that we're trying to create with each other as well. And we do need to come here for the way to know how to talk. And for you, like you said, there are things I need to do. Reparenting has been something that I have tried to commit myself to do.
And you have admitted straight up that you were completely absorbed into trying to keep her alive.
Absolutely.
And keep her well and keep her healthy, and it was at their expense.
Yes.
The most powerful role model in any child's life is the same-sex parent. And he needs that strong leadership from his father. He needs that bond, that strength that you can only get there. But he needs it from everybody because he's adrift right now.
And a lot of it, Dr. Phil, both the children are adopted. And so a lot of those things that we're talking about have more to do with just than Ariel's addiction. It has also to do with them trying to connect with who their biological family, is. And that's been a big struggle for both of them.
Right. Is there confusion about biology in this family? Is this your biological father or not?
What I found out wasn't fair to me, and it changed me and my dad's relationship.
Changed it with you or it changed it with Ivy?
Basically what he's saying, did I treat you differently?
Yes.
Are you in a family dispute that you can just no longer stay quiet about? Have you found out about a shocking secret, betrayal, or affair that has turned your world upside down? If you want my help to get through this, then I want to hear from you. Log on to drphil.com, email your story. Let me see if I can help. Is this your biological father or not?
He's not my biological father, no, but he's my father.
Yeah. In every sense of the definition of the word, this is your father.
This is my dad.
But he's not your biological father. But you said they've not been honest with you about that.
It's not so much honest. I feel like, I don't know what it is. Why, I don't know what happened. I feel when I found out, the way I found out wasn't fair to me, and it changed me and my dad's relationship, and we never got it back because I was confused. I feel like he
changed it with you, or it changed it with Ivy?
Between me and him.
Basically what he's saying, did I treat you differently?
Yes.
That's what he's asking.
Yes, he treated me differently in middle school. Yes, you did, Dad. When you heard me over telling friends, this is my stepfather.
No.
And you heard that. Yes,
did you change the way you felt about her?
That is true.
Did you change anything in the way you felt about her? One iota?
No.
Is that true? Did he not hear me tell someone that is my stepfather? He heard that at school. Yes, you did. And you asked me about it.
This is never, since the moment I saw her, when they brought her from the hospital and put her in the baby bed, that has never not been my daughter.
I agree with that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when things came into
paying
play.
Attention to what he's saying. She has never not been my daughter.
You don't feel that way.
No.
And what I'm saying that he has said to us, and I believe from the core of his heart, is that he loved you from the minute you showed up. He's loved you every minute since then, and he loves you today. And biology doesn't make a damn bit of difference to him.
I have 7 children. 7 children. 6 of them are not my blood. They are all my children.
How do you think it changed when you overheard that?
Yeah, I think it changed how it hurt him. And I can understand that because I was a child. I was confused. So imagine being at that age and then being confronted by a man saying, I'm your father.
Is that where you first heard it?
Yes, I first heard it.
From him?
From him. When I was 13, I met the man that my mother had an affair with, and he said that I was his daughter.
A year before Ariel was born, I had a non-consensual relationship with a young gentleman. It was not an affair. When Ariel was 13, we all ran into him.
They introduced me to him as a family friend. I stayed with their family. He pulled me aside, and he told me that he was my father. It brought up so many questions of deceit, of lies, that I didn't know who to believe. It caused a huge wedge between my father and I.
The question that she had, she never came out and said it like to Ivy, but she kind of showed it in other ways, like kind of pushing him away. I can tell Ariel 100% that Ivy is her biological father.
My father, Ivy, believes he is my father. But I have taken a DNA test. Based on the DNA test, I know Ivy is not my biological father. I believe my mother knows who my father is. It is important for me to know the truth from my mother, for me to move on with my life and know who I am.
Is this individual the biological father of Ariel? Want to know what's coming up on Dr. Phil? Visit our website and subscribe to our newsletter. You'll get weekly updates, life strategies, and exclusive video that you won't find anywhere else. Plus, on drphil.com, you can see sneak previews of upcoming shows. Log on today. Well, we're out of time today, but here's a sneak peek at tomorrow's conclusion.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil, a family in crisis.
No way you going back out?
Hell no. I've never heard my wife say Ariel could be another man's daughter. That hit the nerve.
When the bones are good, the rest don't matter.
This family doesn't need a remodel. It needs a tear down and rebuild.
today was earth-changing, life-changing for so many of us.
That's tomorrow.
You do not want to miss that. I'll examine this family dynamic even deeper tomorrow. Now, Donna and Ivy say their marriage, well, they just say it's dead. Ariel also claims Donna had an affair before she was born, so she doesn't believe Ivy is her biological father. She says she was never given a clear answer. Well, I'm going to help her get one. So is Ivy ready to talk and get everything out on the table, or is he going to walk off the stage again? That's all tomorrow. I want to thank all of my guests today. For more information about today's show, log on to drphil.com. You can also join me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. We have a new group on Facebook called Dr. Phil Fanatics. In order to find this, just go to my Dr. Phil Facebook page, and if you'll scroll down a little bit, there's a bar there, shop, post, you see all these words there, and you see groups there. Touch groups and pop. There you go, Dr. Phil Fanatics page. Aubrey, who posted this message, just wanted to show off my sweatshirt. I figured you would all appreciate it. Now, that's a cool sweatshirt. Robin liked that too. We had seen this when you posted it, so very cool. Robin's podcast is I've Got a Secret. And let me tell you, she's got a lot of hot topics, and you'll like the secrets to giving back and the secrets to a fresh start. Every week, she's joined by different celebrities, experts, and entrepreneurs. Absolutely, I have watched this evolve, and I've Got a Secret has become the place to be, the podcast to do. She is the it girl of the podcast world. It is astounding, the people coming out of the woodwork to be on that podcast, and she makes them all feel special. You do not want to miss that. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time.